Hi guys, welcome to today's show. We are at Juniper Lanes in beautiful Cranbrook, British Columbia, but wait, it's not actually Juniper Lanes anymore. And I've got a friend inside to tell us all about what's happening. Join me, let's go. Here today with special guest Jesse Roberts of the Fire Hall Kitchen and Tap. Thanks, Jesse, for spending some time with us.
Thanks for thinking that I'm interesting enough to interview, Dolly. I appreciate it.
Always. So, with the creation of the Fire Hall in 2017, you have not only filled our bellies and our taste buds, you have also created this genuine, authentic Kootenai style, combined with family-friendly and Friday night fun. So that seemed to be your first adventure into the community. And we're here in the bowling alley because this is your second. And I've come to ask, what is the dream?
Well, with Fire Hall, we weren't necessarily prepared or we didn't know which parts of it we were going to appreciate the most, but being a part of our community and the platform with which to contribute to our community was probably our favorite part. And we view this as an opportunity to double down on that. It's basically an encore for Fire Hall Kitchen and Tap, another venue to give back and to bring our favorite people and our favorite things together.
Wonderful. What gave you the courage to take on such a new adventure and endeavor, having gone through a bit of a year that we all experienced as a hard one?
Yeah, we definitely had some moments of pause. One day in particular, we needed to decide whether to buy the building. We needed to decide whether to buy some brewing equipment, because we'll be a craft brewery as well. But it was on Tuesday, and the Monday preceding it was the day that restaurant interiors got shut down. And we had to double down at a time that was maybe the worst day in sort of our professional history to make that action. But we just decided that you can be afraid of things all day long if you choose to be, or you can just sort of assume and bank on the fact that things are going to get better eventually. You know, there'll be some tough sledding to get there, but that things will come back to normal. And when they do come back to normal, that there will be a need in the community for personal connection. And this place, whether it's an awkward blind date that somebody goes on or a bunch of friends getting together, it will have sort of the gamey nature, and it'll have arcades and the bowling and the beer and the pizza. And I think that we're all suffering from a lack of togetherness, especially after this last year. So on one hand, it was really risky to do what we did when we did it, but on the other hand, it was especially important to us to do it.
I love that you're combining a passion of yours and Fred Williams, that's your partner in this endeavor, in creating a brew house in the community. And through it, you're building this venue that allows families to come in and create their own memories and experience. You're having bowling come back into the community. You also have live music, you have amazing food, which we've already seen you produce through the Fire Hall. Did I hear shuffleboard and ping pong?
Yeah, there's going to be entertainment galore.
I will challenge you to an arcade game anytime.
You should see me at axe throwing, which will also be a thing.
And
here.
axe throwing is also, I think that's the most interesting piece to the layout so far.
Well, we live in the Kootenays, and to not acknowledge that would be silly. So it just seems like people should be throwing some axes.
So do we have an estimated time of open? As well, is there an ability for us to get a bit of a sneak peek of the name to come?
Yeah, as for an opening time, we are hoping for sort of late spring, early summer of next year. You know, it will ebb and flow as the project requires, but that's sort of what our target date is. And as for the name, we will be ENCORE Brewing Company.
ENCORE Brewing.
And basically because we do foresee this place being a follow-up and a double down to what Fire Hall has already done. This is our sort of second creative endeavor, our second opportunity to connect to the community in this way. And we really hope that it's an encore for people's nights as well. You know, you go out to one of the many wonderful restaurants in town, and if you're feeling like an encore afterwards, you can stop in and have a beer, bowl a frame, throw an axe, smash a ping pong, whatever you need to do.
So I'd like to take a moment and switch gears. I've been looking forward all day to kicking your butt at some bowling. And I know that you own a bowling alley, but I was quite skilled as a child because back in the day we all did play some bowling, right? It was a thing.
Totally, yeah.
Yes.
And I heard that your bowling was quite childlike, so I'm happy to give you that opportunity.
Oh, let's put it on the scoreboard, my friend.
I'm ready.
It's time. Thanks for coming, Jess. I've always wanted to play against a little girl.
Oh, absolutely. Just get ready to have your game handed to you by a little girl.
Well, I did bring tissues in case you needed to wipe your tears away. Take that, Roberts! It'll be fake, just like your game.
Stop posturing.
I've been really excited to speak to you about your community involvement. Over the years, you've been involved in different businesses, and I think you've given a lot of personal and family and professional time to different societies, different groups, different children's organizations in the community. And one that stands out for me is your collaboration with Blue Lake Camp. Can we speak a little bit to that?
Yeah, absolutely. One of our sort of flagship burgers at the Fire Hall is the Dirt Bag. And we have a children's version of that burger. It's just 2 sliders that we call Little Dirt Bags. And so the transition into a Little Dirt Bags campaign just made sense. And one of the things that's really important to us as parents of little kids is getting children away from devices and out into nature. And for some kids, it's potentially getting them away from abuse or from neglect or any sort of a variety of unfortunate circumstances. And so we raise money throughout the year and sort of donate money as well. Like, we try to give our customers the opportunity to participate in it. And the objective is taking local kids, there's usually a nomination process, to Blue Lake Camp. And Fred and myself, we go as well to sort of be auxiliary counselors, though we're not qualified or good in any way, but we definitely go and we have fun and we jump in the lake and play all the games and even sing the campfire songs. But that's, as far as things that are like near and dear to our heart, that's a pretty big one.
Yeah, and I think that you really come across in the community as genuine. And that is all that we can ask for in life, is to be perceived as true representations of how we want to operate our lives, right? And so your involvement with Blue Lake Camp is quite beautiful. You and Fred putting time in there. I have the privilege to be on their board, and I get to be a little bit involved in the activities, but not day to day. I'm a little envious that you guys get to go out and do the camp songs and jump off the dock, and it's a beautiful place and always something wonderful to support in the community.
Absolutely. The folks that run Blue Lake are wonderful people. They obviously provide a great resource, and we just get to be a part of it in a small way. As for the authenticity, we're just kind of selfish people. We built a restaurant that had the beers that we like, the food that we like, the people that we like. And like I said, this thing with kids it's really important to us. We feel that it should be important to our society to give kids those healthy, natural experiences. So we kind of just when things are important to us, we tend to chase it down.
go, Jesse, if that is in fact your real name.
Well, some people call me Bullmaster J, but
Your mom?
all the same.
That was some good soup. So you're seen in the community with a variety of initiatives. You have the burger campaign through the fire hall.
Yeah.
What's that about?
Yeah, so Fire Hall and the 9 or 10 other restaurants of Cranbrook hosted Burger Month just recently, which was an amazing campaign for the Foundry and supporting youth mental health. And actually at a time when restaurants were just getting hammered on by restrictions and the like, the restaurants of Cranbrook managed to raise $55,000. And
Wow.
which was pretty incredible.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think another piece to your story that's warming to the heart as a community member is the parts of Thanksgiving that you play at Arby's and at the fire hall.
Yeah, so Arby's every year does a turkey dinner on Christmas Day, and I think we've done it for 22 or 23 years. And then Fire Hall has done a free turkey dinner on Thanksgiving as well. And so on both restaurants, both days, we're shut down, and it just becomes about feeding as many people as possible. And it has nothing to do with your personal net worth statement. It just has to do with community and togetherness. And on the Christmas Day, we sing very poorly as many Christmas carols as we partially remember.
Absolute only way I know how to do Christmas.
Totally.
That is.
Yeah, so it's just, we're very grateful for the support that we receive from the community. And these events, they're not out of payment, it's not out of anything. It just feels right and it feels fun. So we are more than happy to do it.
It's true. I do a lot in the community, and whenever I'm asked, I always say that it's kind of selfish because it makes me happy, it makes me feel whole. And there's really nothing more than that. And I think that's probably what you take from it. You know that what you put out is fueling and filling your children, yourself, as a business owner, as a father, as a community member, and it's helping those around you.
Well, and our staff just love it. Like it would be one thing if we were solely responsible for the events, but we're just not. Like the staff show up in droves. Like finding volunteers for these events is not a hard job at all.
That's what happens though when you build that kind of a community or an atmosphere, and that's what you've done.
Yeah, and they're just I think for a lot of people, these charity days, even though they're not being paid for it, they would say that it's their favorite day at work or in that particular building. We just have an incredible time, and you really feel as though you're doing something that matters.
Jesse, you and Fred have made a hobby out of rejuvenating Cranbrook's core. You take endangered infrastructure and you breathe life back into it, and that alone is inspiring. I think that you have such strong community support because you stand to support the community. Is there anything that you want to say to those that you've crossed over the years and the ones that you haven't met coming into the future?
I guess just that the number one sort of requirement that we had for our next business, now being this one, was that it needed to continue to make Cranbrook cooler. Like we love where we live and the people we get to call neighbors. And we fell in love with that at Fire Hall, and we needed to repeat that process. If we can make our town healthier, if we can make our town more vibrant, if we can make our town more desirable, and just to improve all of our lives. Sometimes you just need that person to talk to at the bar over a pint, and sometimes a local kid really is going through a hard time and could benefit from going to Blue Lake Camp, and sometimes it's just a place to gather with friends. But that's what we're all about, and we have really appreciated everybody's support.
At the end of our days, all we can really say is that we've done our best, and I think that you, Fred, and your team are definitely proving that. You're doing your very best.
We are doing our very best and having an extremely good time doing it.
So Jesse, we came, we saw, we bowled.
Not well, but we did bowl.
That is true.
I think that your score was the quite sad 123.
I tried my best.
And my score was the quite lofty and very respectable 141.
So he says.
Yes. We had agreed and talked earlier about how Fire Hall would donate $1 for every point that I scored to the Little Dirtbags campaign. Since our scores were both abysmal, we thought we might as well combine the scores, $264. Children, we apologize, we're not better bowlers.
But we will be. And every game forward, we can continue to be involved and to give towards the campaign.
You just got to get better, one day at a time.
One step. So thank you, Jess. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thanks to Fred Williams, your partner, always behind the scenes, bringing everything together.
Yeah, no, he's without Fred and our wives, none of this would be possible. He's kind of the guy. He lets me be the mouth on occasion, but he's the guy.
Excellent. Thank you for inviting us in and all that you do in the community. You're really helping us build that eclectic culture that we all just really thrive in and enjoy. So thank you.
It's our community. We're honored to be a part of it.
And that's it from the soon-to-be ENCORE Brewing. Thanks to Jesse Roberts for kicking my butt at a little bowling, and we're very happy to shine a little light on the Dirtbag Foundation. Please check out Dolly and Associates on your YouTube, Facebook, social media, and right here on Shaw Spotlight. We'll see you soon.